Actually, when you think about what Islam teaches, the literature that is available to us outside of the Quran, called the Hadith, these are the actions and statements of Muhammad and his companions that have been collected in these major collections such as Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, thousands of stories concerning what Muhammad did. They become the lens through which the Quran itself is interpreted and from which Islamic theology is really taken. And when you read the Hadith, you discover that there really is no basis for a Muslim to have confidence in their own salvation. The forgiveness that is offered by Allah is not only highly conditional, but it's also exceptionally arbitrary. And so the reality is that the extremist movements that result in people blowing themselves up and things like that, that's based upon the idea that there is one promise made in the Quran, and that is if you die in jihad, then you will have the experience of heaven. So if there was a great deal of assurance for Muslims, you wouldn't have any type of attraction from that type of a perspective. And so there is that issue on their side, which we need to be aware of, because they may look at us and think that we have somewhat of a naive and childish assurance. But the reality is our assurance has nothing to do with who we are. And our assurance has nothing to do with an arbitrary decision on the basis of God. Our assurance has to do with the promises of God in Christ Jesus, and they are firmly based upon an empty tomb. And that is a message that we need to be able to communicate to the Muslim person. And so further, from the Quranic perspective, there is no question that they should be reaching out to us, because the Quran specifically says in Surah 4 and in Surah 5, that if you worship God as we worship God, Surah 3 as well, now I think about it, that if you worship God in a Trinitarian fashion, hellfire is going to be your abode. And so if there is any love for Christian people, I would think it would be obvious that the Muslim would want to be warning you of that reality, which of course then gives us the opportunity to say, actually, we're not worshiping anything other than God. Jesus has eternally been God. Here's what the incarnation means. That opens up the opportunity for us to be able to explain to the Muslim that reality.